Right, we're back. So, yes, I still remember this. There we go. Yeah, this episode's probably going to be a bit quieter than the other ones. I do need to focus on getting through the anarchy, which, although if my country's run in anarchy, literally has the anarchy reform, it doesn't make nearly as much sense, but to call it that. Reorganization would probably be the most accurate way to put it. But I'm not going to focus on that too much. So, which is why my general preferred term is reorganization. Especially since there is literally a city that just celebrated, Appia. Yeah, one thing I definitely need to do is start going back to my focus on expanding in Neonesia. I've settled on the continent now. I can absolutely claim that as its name. Other people who already live there? Well, they're not advanced enough to be important. Ooh. I can't believe I said that. It is the general colonizer mindset, so at least that's accurate. Admittedly, I'm pretty sure. Okay, maybe Hati's in classical, but I haven't been paying too much attention to their progress. Uh, guys, seafaring. I believe seafaring is also ancient. Guys, oh, is also ancient. But Persia has to be pretty far along in order to get Zoroastrianism. Like monotheism requires sacrifice cult. And is all the way up here close to the front. So I wish the music would turn back on some point soon, though. That would be very nice. I keep fucking fly scenes. It's almost a bit silly. Time to finally build that dig site. The real great thing about the dig site, though, is not its effects, but the fact that cities nearby can build special buildings that provide so much science. The garbage civic waste to see. Yeah, it is a garbage civic, isn't it? Another terrible jokes I tell to spend time. Anyway, spiders have suddenly become extremely helpful because once the biology lab is built, they can build the great. Which one was it again? Entomology? Etymology? 5,000 gold for some extra culture and happiness. I mean, I'll take the culture, that's for sure. No culture here. Okay. But elephant herd. Honestly, I'll probably just plop a city here in order to actually be able to allow, without needing to build a fort here, straight passage. That would be amazing. Because it does work like that. Yeah, the forest still hasn't aged enough to handle a lumber mill. Give it time. Oh, grow up. Great. Now I need to question whether or not it would be better to build a mine there. Honestly, probably. Wouldn't surprise me one bit if that were actually the case. Although, of course, by the time I bother to bring a unit over there, it might have the uh, shaft mine unlocked, which does have better production than the regular mine. You know, for the obvious reasons that it's a mine upgrade, so obviously it's going to do better. Another flight scene. I just gotta check to make sure that on the off chance that any of them can place remains there. Because if they can, why not do it? Especially since they now get 5 science each. Which, by any consideration in the long run, is better than just spending it on a tail. Sure, in a city with a university, it's 150 science in science. But that's not very much. Double check if I can... I can, it's too far away to be worth it. I can only check so many things before it gets tiring to do so. Yeah, pretty sure we're back to normal now. Yep. Oh, Mount Fuji isn't actually impassable. Which means I can, well, at least build a road. See? Fossil dig sites. Now perhaps those should wait until I'm done with the other buildings that are more valuable. Just gotta check for hunting huts. Falconry schools. Nope, okay. Yeah, there were only like 3 cities that could have not finished their shell worker by now on Mononesia, but no. It was not the case. So, when will the music come back? The Renaissance has plenty of nice music. Hmm. It's strange that there's no music. Other aspects of the game are working just fine. It's weird for it to go this long without any music whatsoever. Really strange. Yeah, okay. You know what? I think I'll take a moment to restart the game. Maybe that will get the music working again. Because I've gone on for a while without any music whatsoever, and it feels off. Alright, see you in a bit. Just hoping this works. Thank you, the music's back. Yep, I can build roads on Mount Fiji. Doesn't mean much of anything, because I can't build anything else, but... Well, tile's at least easily accessible. And that actually counts for a surprising amount sometimes. Yeah, having access to the Arboretum is going to make things bigger. A lot bigger. With regards to science output. The workhouse is a bit pricey and doesn't provide nearly as much to this city due to the city's circumstances. Uh, isn't that always lovely? Circumstances. Okay, Chromaticus. Have I obtained everything? Yes, okay. So really, what is necessary is to just sit and wait so I can build the Lyceum. Yep, that's pretty much it. I did forget something. Slaughterhouse is pretty important since at the very least it gets me access to the rending plant. So, can't even build anything there. And heading much further, it's kind of a waste of time. Not a waste of the effort. Just fish the lobster. Ah, it's the city. You still need your workhouse. Oh, I don't have any tungsten. Well, it's a good thing I'm getting that now. Yeah, the Arboretum is functionally a very important building.
Yes, Rico. Kaboom.
who's the next city producing great person? It's probably going to be an engineer, but Hangaroa. Hematite, gatherer, obsidian core. Yeah, Honolulu's running out of things to build. Some of them are still fairly important to build, so. And that's fine. My capital city runs out of things to build, and that's an excellent sign that I have plenty of productive power to use on some good stuff. Now, admittedly, I do want to... Fine, everything after the Arboretum can wait a bit. I don't need a game hunter. There's already one running around doing good stuff. I do, however, need to protect the worker that I'm going to be packaging with the city. So, I'm gonna create a Lancer. That's going to be attached to the worker. Let's just use a dock worker. Okay, so I also need a musketman. I mean, a grenadier is a silly thought, but musketmen are cheap and simple. Okay, colonist. There. And then we can get to the other science build. Okay, there was something else. Science buildings. Like the petting suit. And the flax flower farm. And the tax office. There we go. So much that needs to be built, like arboretums in every city. That's pretty vital. But I also do need to go ahead and actually get some things built. When is that Smithsonian gonna be done? Did I even remember to queue up a Smithsonian somewhere? If I have, then it's not currently being worked on. It is further down the list. Oh no. Natural, okay, it's World Wonder 1 left, which means that I need to find a city that has a museum. That's not going to be an easy thing. Oh. Hi. Let me get you that Arboretum. Smithsonian Institution. It takes 40 turns, but not having to build museums everywhere. Worth it. Very much worth it. Also, why I'm going to build a National Library service. It's service? Institution? The library thing that gives free libraries in every city. I hovered over it for a second there. City needs a library. Yeah, National Library Service. Just have a library built in every city. So nice, so simple, and it gets me places. Especially since so many cities are still dealing with the queue involved in building up their science output. I mean, of course the Arboretum is pretty important, but it's also why I haven't built any mathematics academies in a while. I can't say the same about the other stuff because, well, it's still pretty important, you know? I needed to build a university, and I need the university for so many other things. So it's unreasonable not to build it. Unlike the museum, where I can get away with it for a while. So getting away with a library is just not that simple. I can't keep this charade going on for too long before I have to say, yeah, I need this too much to say no to it. Of course, fossils. Oh, I need a dig site in order to obtain fossils. Okay. Sure, you can handle it. Yeah, I think top priority is making sure that the path of transit between the cities is safe by selling cities in between there. That way I can ensure that at least it's much less likely for me to have problems with them specifically. You know, going from point A to point B. So outside of any city's reach, though, it doesn't matter. Not one bit what I put there. Oh, that's a toll that hasn't any roads on it. Okay. I guess I can fix that in lieu of not having much else to do with these workers now. I was pleasantly surprised I could build roads on a mountainous natural wonder. And that is why. I wasn't really expecting a great scientist, but I'll take it. Hey, psst. Got any dig sites? Still surprised style hasn't. I don't know. Oh, yeah. Great scientist. Not great scientist, great engineer. Well, you'll be forever helping the city build stuff. It's not like great specialists ever get obsolete, right? Right? Can't imagine that happening. Not really. Yet another source of Murex. I don't think I can build the fishing boats on the same time as a harvest kelp, so... No. Oh, it's still means the tile produces more. It's just that it's going to be way more annoying about it. Sadly, seal enclosures don't actually give anything extra. Yeah, there's nothing more available to work on right now. Everything that is available is worked on somehow, except for this tile. But I do have to wait for that young forest to grow before I can do anything about it, so... Move it on there and hope it gets done within a reasonable amount of time, and... Well, maybe unreasonable amount of time would be better put. Because I am hoping it grows in the next couple of turns.
So forget any ideas you got about lost cities, exotic travel, and digging up the world. We do not follow maps to buried treasure, and X never, ever marks the spot.
Yeah, except in Indiana Jones. Anyway, that unlocks the antique shop, which is a replacement to the scroll maker, stone tool maker, and tablet maker. Never goes obsolete, never is replaced. Still need to build it though. I guess I was being unreasonable. Ooh, ancient relics. Sadly, I won't be able to see where it is exactly because I'm going to be too busy setting this up. Ooh. Because it also means that I won't know where the ancient relics are. Ooh, that needs to be worked, maybe? That could be just town. Well, I can always click this in order to try and figure out where it is. Yep, the resources overview. Which just goes to show how jam-packed C2C happens to be with resources. I gotta find something I don't recognize. What's that supposed to work? I just saw those also false. No, that's the influence. Okay, this might be easier if I actually checked where it said it was. There. Now that's readable. Mont door. Oh, which city was that? Oh, over here. Oh. Well, that actually makes it easy. I haven't developed the tile yet, so... Just nothing to worry about. Still keep checking. No matter how useless it is. Is the point. And blood dance. Still another one that I have to deal with right here. Fox dance? Oh. Right, I built a town, and so things are... not as they seem when it comes to the borders. House, area, and antique shop. Oh yeah, production overflow, that's right. Oh, it's fine within borders. So, by getting 1 food less, I don't clear the forest, and I get 4 more production and 2 more commerce. What a tough decision. Right, time to build that dig site. It doesn't make the jungle particularly valuable to work, but ancient relics are pretty important. of ways to upgrade units. It's always a lovely thing to go through, isn't it? I mean by Civ standards. That is a very much a first world problems category of issue. Oh, so much a first world problems category. It's hilarious how much I'm enjoying that. The farm is a strict buff. Okay. Game Hunter. Well, I'm not worried. The Lancer has 18 base strength. And Hunter units don't have really any advantages when it comes to combat outside of the fairly obvious animals. Community garden can wait. Statue. Don't recognize it. I don't think I have any. Neat. Oh. Largest. Yep. Yeah, seems like a good spot right there. Pretty close to fresh water. Stone Tile's pretty good. I'm within reach of however you pronounce that.
It follows, then, as certain as that night succeeds the day, that without a decisive naval force we can do nothing definitive, and with it everything honorable and glorious.
Ship of the line. A Naval Academy. Right, now that's been handled. Go back to your waiting position. Jeez, you're still young, Forrest. Because it might be time to build more roads. Okay, now the mine camp is really, really good to the point where, unless it costs like 2 or 3 turns to build, yeah, I literally cannot build much more than Flint Gatherer and the Grass Gatherer. Even the lumber camp no longer is efficient enough to keep up. Ooh, there's wheat here. Wheat's actually pretty rare, so finding that is really, really good. I wish the hunters would stop being so annoying. Hmm. Another missing primate enclosure. Well, time to rectify that and get me even more science. Sound okay, great person. Well, it might have happened so fast either that I wasn't able to see. And do I care enough to really check? Yeah, fine. No, complete the Temple of Artemis. Okay. Now, generally speaking, if I didn't build it, it was for a reason. And I've got ancient relics now. What does it do? Okay, I probably don't need to check the wonders, but more money, more science, a bit more science. Museum, a bit more money. So depending on which buildings I end up building, I get a bit more money and a bit more science. That's fine, I only need one of those. So I don't need to think about building any more of that anyway. Nice. I can just go and have these go out and build a fairly expensive building. No big deal. Entomology, I believe. I still forgot to check this. What is it?
The winds and waves are always on the side of the ablest navigators.
Entomology, okay. Sadly, I don't think birds can build the ornithology laboratory. It'd be kind of neat. But no. I mean, they're ridiculously common, so I can understand why. Putting limiters on things is part of the game. I'm trying to ensure everything's fair and balanced can be tricky, to say the least. Oh yeah, didn't I want to stop? Yeah, I probably should stop. Just a bit more, though. Closure. Taxidermist, I guess. Ah, no city stuff. Fine. Should I at least build a metropolitan administration? No. I should build that. For the very simple reason that capital administration. I have to build it in the capital, so I may as well. National Zoo. That would make things so much easier. Theory of Evolution and Encyclopedia. Oh, I need these. Not for... mainly for the buff to science. In all cities. All of them, plus 15%. Do you know what I can do with plus 15% science output? Probably increase my total science output by like at least 10%. I know it says plus 15%, but I already have percentage multipliers in all my cities. Yeah, I have 38% from stuff that doesn't involve buildings. And what does involve buildings, well, okay. The plus 4% from Project and Wonders seem to be global, so 42%. And then a lot of my cities have like plus 28, plus 27%, depending on the exact buildings involved. Yeah. That's like plus 60%, so everything's already 160%. Tacking on another 15% isn't even a plus 10% increase, so you might actually do less than plus 10%. But percentages are fun to beef up. Because it just gets better over time as my other numbers naturally improve. Because that's just how the numbers work. Yep, so new city here. Because of the way cities work in Civ 4, that means I can pass a ship through here. Which isn't necessary. Oh no. What are you doing? Look, if you want to do something like that, let me take control. Right, now you run. Okay. I do believe I've, based upon how that unit's acting... Okay, so there is stuff up here that still needs to be explored. But it's literally just the iciest bits that don't really need paying attention. And which I'll discover eventually. Yeah, here it is. I can't believe I centered it exactly, but I don't know. I'm beginning to finish up the Renaissance era. I am definitely more than halfway done. Probably in tech and definitely in time, because with the scientific texts all finished up mostly, I'm not going to have a problem for a while. Not for a long while. I'm also finally on my way to building the Smithsonian. Somewhere. Uh, there it is. Yeah, Hangaroa's dealing with it again. Yeah, I know. I need to find another city that can build these sorts of things, but non-coastal city means there's just automatically fewer buildings to build, and that means it's easier to get the buildings that are needed done. Anyway, I have gone on long enough. I'll see you again next time. Until then, bye.